Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where Laff and I are in the hot seats, and we're going to Joburg for the big sale.
Yeah, big sale coming up, 3 days, be very, very good. And we're also the Equus Awards, which I haven't been to for a few years, which will be great.
Are you emceeing?
No, I'm not Hammer.
Oh, you're not hammering?
I'm not Hammer, no.
No.
And just let you know, they've started night golf in Valhalla, I believe.
Valhalla was night golf,
Yeah.
definitely. It's 3:15 this morning in the pitch black. That Lighty McElroy behaved like an absolute gentleman. Mickelson showed what a dick he is, Dick Mickelson, in that he just wouldn't wait for him, wouldn't allow him to play up. They wanted them to play as a four-ball the last thing. Pitch black. How he got
so
up.
justice was done.
Yeah, and I think he is the best golfer around, and it was fantastic to watch. It was great theatre and really.
The Big Easy, great game.
Big Easy played brilliantly, showed that he still got it. Stenson's eyes got bigger and bigger and bigger, and he got close.
What happened to that Austrian who was in the last period?
He collapsed like a cheap Taiwanese deck chair.
Oh yeah, those are very
I wish
cheap.
he'd collapsed a little earlier, because I backed Leishman to beat him. But it was a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, we've got other work to do. We've got lots of racing to chat about. And in your call, we've got the closure of Clearwood. And we've also got a very interesting little snippet on breathing, horse breathing. You'll find this very interesting. Let's go into our three to follow. Right, we're going to go to the first one of the three. We go to Scottsville for our first two of our three. And the first race at Scottsville chucked up a horse called Scudetto, who's a dynasty. He'd run second twice. But the horse that ran second is the one that interests us. Let's go and have a look there.
Yeah, the interesting horse here that we're talking about. Funnily enough, the second and third horses ran very good races. That's Theseus, the one we've highlighted, and Hong Kong Tiger, Alec Laird's run as well. They both ran good races. They have no match for Scudetto, the dynasty from the stable of Kumaran Naidu, who had the form. But keep an eye on this horse. It's Theseus, and it runs for the Johnsons.
And so we got the white face right in the middle. The chestnut, my horse now running around, goes over and gives it a little bit of a nudge. And he's got the red and white checks and big white face. He's by Argonaut, this horse, and I think that he's quite a nice horse. He looks like he's going to win some races.
He looks like he's size, a big chestnut, and he runs a very good race because your horse is showing good speed. Alec Laird's horse goes down the inside. The winner is with the noseband in front, and that's our friend Mr. Marcus on Scudetto. And Theseus, young Brandon Lorena rides this. He gets it into the race. It shakes off your horse late and runs a good debut.
Yeah, the other horse, Hong Kong Tiger, ran a very nice race. I see the owner was over here from Hong Kong. It was very interesting to see that he made the trip, and they obviously fancied it. Daryl Daniels rode that, but this horse might be quite a nice horse over a bit of ground. The Argonauts have taken a bit of time, but maybe one worth having a close look at next time he runs. Big, long striding horse. Although, you know, Mace had one run yesterday that got beaten. But you've got to find the right races for these horses. And I think that this horse got to go. Looks like he's got to go. 14,
I think a lot of us go
1400
in this province under the situation where we have to go to Polly James because all our tracks have been treatment and repaired.
And some horses just don't go on the Polly. You know, they're just, it's very interesting. And I had a runner yesterday, just as an aside, that shows super work on the Polly. He got in the race, he was never in the race. I don't know if the kickback affects him.
Why are we talking about? I know it's in the middle of three to follow. Horses running, are we going to get to a situation where we can have two different merit ratings?
That's highly...
People are dropping the merit ratings.
It's highly contentious at this stage.
Follow the spot.
Yeah, follow the spot. We'll find out when we have a real consensus on it. But you should actually have two different merit ratings. We're going to go to Scottsville Race 2. Now, this was a beautiful filly. Her name was Marshalline. She's beautifully bred, and she ran like she's bred, and I think this filly will go right through to the top. This filly you can follow. Let's go and pick them up at the start.
Yeah. Marshalline is drawn deep. They've engaged the services of Anthony Delpesh, that is the right. You'll see her in the Lammerskroll silks of Michael and Norman Rattray on the outside, two off the outside, given a bit of a chance. A very competitive race. The winner had run a crack at Dre's Choices in the yellow. The third horse, Many a Summer, a great run. And seventh, Virtue, is in Chris Van Niekerk's colour, another very nice filly. Good race this.
I think there's a strong field, but watch her now. She's dropped off the pace. She's on the right-hand side of your picture, behind the horse with the white cap, and she's got absolutely no chance from here because it's very difficult to win down the middle at Scottsville. But watch this filly starting to pick them up now.
Yeah.
And I think there's a cracking good filly.
Yeah, and Anthony's looking across. He's realised he's dangerous, so he goes or on the inside. So he has to tack away over towards the inside. Drea's Choice Serena, a good race. Many a Summers run a great race too. And Marcus on the 4th or 7th Virtue can't seem to get into the race. But a great run by Marshalline. Anthony gets it right into the fight.
Yeah, I really think this filly with a run under the belt will go right the way through. I think she's got a lot of ability. She was dead unlucky to get beaten here, and I think Green has just beat her. The horse that won had the form and showed it might be the right horse.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. That's Marshalline beating a whisker, going right across the track. Marshalline to follow.
Right, we are going to move on to the next one of our 3 to follow, and we go to Kenilworth. Now, everyone that watched Kenilworth racing will have picked this horse up. It was a Saturday. This horse was all the rage. Was backed into 5 to 10. He's magnificently bred, well related, a son of Dynasty.
Dynasty, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how the Snaiths ended up with him. I would have thought Brett would have had this horse.
Oh, well, Snaiths have got a very useful Dynasty. I don't know if you've heard of him, called Vodacom July winner, current top 3 on the country. So they're entitled to a couple of good Dynasties,
but,
the Snaiths.
This horse is a really nice horse. Let's go and pick up Heartland in the Mitchell colours, white with the black spots, and he just bounces out here. He's got this field stone cold from miles out.
Yeah, I watched this race closely because there was talk about this horse. When I saw the restrictive odds, I realised, phew, this must be a very nice horse coming from the leading yard in the country. And our friend Mr. Marcus is in town to ride him, and for a starter he gives him a shake-up, and then suddenly he turns it on. And Jack Mitchell's got some very good horses, hasn't he?
Well, he deserves them. He's been in racing all his life. I think him and his daughter own this.
Yeah, Nancy, I think, yeah.
Yeah, and he's sitting 3rd now and hardly even asked for an effort, but you can see the stride on him, the way he looks like a galloper, he looks like a really nice horse, and certainly pulls away from them like they are real 2nd and 3rd raters. So we'll see how good he is. The time was as good as the other time, but he won.
James, I thought, is he that good? Is he going on? Are they going to give him a race? But when he changed his leads and he shook him up, whoa, this was quickened up. Could have won by a street.
Well, he did win by half a street. You know, it was not one of those long streets that you live in Epsom.
It was a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, it was a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, he won by a cul-de-sac, yeah.
But I think that's quite a long, that's quite a big distance in a horse race.
It's fantastic when the very nice horse. Heartland, remember the name.
Yeah, he's something special, beautifully bred as well. And we'll see, he might be one to follow right through the summer season. So there are a couple of nice ones we picked up today. We think that they're worth having a close look at. We're going to go and have a look at Blast from the Past.
£250,000 to the winner and nearly £4 million in total prize money. They jump away and there's a huge roar from the crowd as the Artfield are on their way with Penglai Pavilion, one of the first to begin. Joshua Tree flinches up there with Okavango. They're followed by Going Somewhere towards the running rail with Very Nice Name, and Ruler of the World is quite handy as well. Intello is towards the outside in the blue with the white sleeves, just in behind Okavango. Orfevre is in the midfield at the moment with Pirica just behind these. Then Mayandra towards the inside. Al-Kazim. Trev is in the last 4 or 5, has got in fairly well from the wide draw. Kazuna is held up, so too Sahawa, and Hayalanda is the early back marker as they race behind Le Petit Bois and race uphill towards the far corner of the racecourse. And Joshua Tree and Richard Hughes leads the way here. Joshua Tree from Penglai Pavilion in 2nd place. Okavango, the white-faced Intello towards the outside, then Going Somewhere towards the inside of these. They're followed Back in the field on the outside by Flincher, very nice name, and Mayandra in the dark blue jacket, ruler of the world, to the outside of his stable companion, Leading Light, who's just being nudged along for a few strides there. Trev caught rather wide, or Fevre's in behind runners in the second half of the field as they begin to swing right-handed and descend now back towards the false straight. Al Kazim is 4 from the back of the field. Kazuna is ridden with great patience by Yutaka Taki, only second last at this stage. The field are fairly well strung out. They're led by Joshua Tree, and now they're into the false straight. Joshua Tree from Okavango in second place. Penglai Pavilion on the inside, then from Intello in fourth. Going somewhere is fifth, then Flincher, ruler of the world, in a good position to the outside there under Ryan Moore. Leading Light is in amongst them from Very Nice Name. Trev moving up on the outside in the grey jacket under Thierry Janet, making eye-catching headway now. Kizuna is also on the move. So too is Orfev. The cream beginning to rise to the top as they approach the home turn in the arc. Joshua Tree leads the way just. Running home well now on the outside is Trev, and she's absolutely motoring the filly. Kizuna is asked for quicken up, then Intello and Orfev coming through as well. But Trev commits inside the final two, and she's kicked away. Trev by 3 lengths to Orfev, Intello, and then Kizuna on the outside. They run inside the final furlong. Trev and Thierry Janet by 4 lengths to Orfev, and racing for the live. Trev is tremendous, unbeaten and unchallenged in the arc. Trev wins from Orfevre in second. Intello Kazuna followed home by Penglai Pavilion, ruler of the world, about 7th, with Al Kazim close up, going somewhere out wide. Sahawa, Leading Light, Fincher, Mayandra, well beaten Pyrrhica, Joshua Tree, Okavango, Hayalanda, and Very Nice Name at the back of the field. We see them crossing the line. The also-rans, ruler of the world and Al Kazim finishing in tandem, crossing the line together, 6th and 7th. But Trev had this wrapped up pretty early in the home straight. Thierry Janet confident enough to commit early. She showed a tremendous, a dazzling turn of acceleration to take the arc field apart.
Well, Thierry Janet, the man on board, last won the Arc in 1994. He did it in 92 as well, but a late replacement for the injured Frankie Dettori. And gosh, she did well on this filly because she did not settle early on. She was trapped wide. Her head was in the air. She was keen. She sweated up beforehand. They've gone no pace at all. And she is the one with the most impressive acceleration.
Well, why we showed you that is, firstly, it was one of the most amazing arcs you'll ever see, in that this filly raced, it got widest of all, the whole way, and absolutely doddled in. But it's coming to arc time, and I know that Phil Giorgio's putting together a trip in October, I think it is.
People are going to arc. Yeah. I think Michael de Kock will have runners in the day. There's a good chance of the horse of the year being there, and maybe Shay and good horses like that, you know.
Well, it's going to be such fun, and it really would be worth going to see. It's one of those races that you've got to go and see if you get a chance. And as I say, if you need to, would like to go, contact Phil Giorgio. Let's go travel. He does all these racing trips, and I would love to be going to see this one. I know this filly's run twice and been beaten twice.
Since.
So the Arc de Triomphe, next big one we got to look forward to. Let's go and have a look at the plum of the week.
Sky at the 300. Qatar Springs is now looking to run him down. 250 to go. Epilogue's on the outside. Falling Sky. Qatar Springs, he's a half a length away, but at this stage Qatar Springs is now getting alongside Falling Sky, and you can be with Qatar Springs with 100 meters to go. Qatar Springs now sprung away by 2, and Qatar Springs will go on. He wins by 2 from Falling Sky second. Nishaka running on third. Amroth Bay run for the bowl. So this time the favourite recovers. Qatar Springs, you take a look at that.
The bet of the weekend. You could have got even money 9 to 10 on Interbet. It was much shorter than that elsewhere. Run second on the poly track last time. It looked like an absolute blinder.
Yeah, it looked very well in the ring too, and a good plum.
good plum. Nice for the Bernards van Zyl team. Well done to them. What a plum of the week. We'll be back with current affairs.
Do you want to get the best odds on horse racing and sporting events? For every bet requested, we review all the bookmakers and select the one with the best odds. As a result, you always get the best odds. Interbet offers tote betting, fixed odd multiples, and betting with your mobile phone. To get started, all you need to do is register by filling in your personal information. Log into your account and start wagering.
Right, welcome to Current Affairs, and first thing we've got to talk about is the upcoming sale. It is this week. It starts on Wednesday. It goes through till Friday, and James has become a big sale.
Yeah, there's a 2-year-old sale. There have been some good horses that have come off it, as Wesley Bowman told us last week. The most notable, probably JJ the Jet Plane.
Yeah.
He was bought by a couple of boys who really didn't know what they were doing.
The Shrudies felled him.
They were inebriated. And he is just a wonderful horse. And there'll be another 1 or 2 like that in this lot. You've got to go and have a look at Gosforth Park. Starts 10:30 on Wednesday morning, and it's same time Thursday and Friday morning. Can't miss it. It is a great sale, and there's value for money. There's horses for everyone.
Always.
There's a great
Very
sale.
good. It's looking at the stallions that have been represented, it is a strong sale. Some very good mares. A lot of people say their horses need a bit of time. We'll get them onto this sale. And as you say, the likes of JJ, the Jet Plane, Jackson, top horses have come off this sale. So get down to Gosforth Park this week. While we're talking about that, I just wanted to bring up something.
There's another sale that you got.
Another sale that I've got for you,
Yeah.
and I'll get Zane to zoom in on this. And it is the Martin auctioneers are doing a closure of auction of Clearwood Racecourse. Now, I don't know if you can read it all there, but tractors, implements, front-end loader attachments, office furniture, sorted chairs, round squares, bookmaker stands, quality catering equipment, flat screen, bar stool, bedroom, everything you can think of, even the brass bell, woodworking tools, piping, stable doors. I don't know if I missed that much. There we go. And this is on Wednesday, the 27th of August. And I know a lot of people...
Clearwood Racecourse.
At Clearwood Racecourse. A lot of people want to get some mementos or go and buy stuff that they'll use. Now, James, the interesting thing is that bell. It's a big brass bell. That's got to be worth money.
Yeah, if you've got a ship or you want to become a pirate, or something.
I know a few pirates.
Or you're running a whole lot of relay races and they need to know when the last lap is. Otherwise, what do you use a bell for?
I'm going to tell you up front that I honestly believe it'll sell for a lot of money. I don't know much. I won't be buying a brass bell because I haven't got a brass farthing. But I know you need to have money. But James, does new TV make us look different? You look more like James Coburn than James Goodman with that.
I'm working on looking like James Coburn. I'm really working on it.
Okay.
I've got that scowl.
You've mastered that. The horses do that for you.
Made so many.
James, one group race this week.
One group race. Let's go to Cape Town. We're going to have a look at the Champagne Stakes. Young stable of Adam Marcus and this daughter of Ashawi's absolutely doddled in. Shay made the trip. I see Shay made the trip and showed a little bit of vigour in getting this one.
Shazy and his good mate Arthur Marcus, they went down there and took a few races home, and a good trip for both of them.
Yeah. I've got to be very careful what I say about Shazy because apparently his mother's looking for me.
Still?
Yeah, still.
Did you go to school with her?
Those people that are a little older than us, they got.
There's not that many of them.
They got memories. Okay?
Oh, they don't forget. Never say anything about
a thing.
Someone's child. Yeah. Shazy's our big buddy, Mr.
Okay,
Shay.
let's go see Shazy in action.
Yeah.
Nanzu's back in fourth towards the inside. The Witch Doctor further back, then Cosmic Flower. Butterfly Girls outpaced. They race down to the final 400 now and knock them out, still out in front. Has it by 4 or 5. Priceless Jewel is trying hard behind that, but they're going to have to start picking up their feet now because Knock 'em Out is still clear as they come to the final 250. The Witch Doctor and Priceless Jewel are chasing hard behind that. Now Knock 'em Out is starting to stagger. She's very wary now. The Priceless Jewel coming home strongly in the centre, and Priceless Jewel storms into the lead and going away. The Witch Doctor tries hard behind that, but Priceless Jewel, too good, storms in to win it. In behind that one, the Witch Doctor in second. Captain of My Soul got up for third. Knock 'em Out was walked across the line back in fourth. Butterfly.
There we are, Priceless Jewel, always been a very nice horse, and Kevin Shane to town for a stride or two. Looked like she wasn't going to pick it up, but went through and won well. Well done to Adam Marcus as well. And who bred it, James?
The Armitage has bred it. It's a Shawies, another Shawies,
They
and
bred
she's
some
been
good
a
horses,
very, very good filly. She was merit rated to win this. This looked like a perfect mark for her. They flew in Shay. And he did the job, KB. He was very excited about it on Friday morning. He said he got the cash up front for the air trip, and he says, "Now I'm going to go and get the cash for them."
Well, he got
He's
himself
quite
a cash.
mercenary,
Yeah, he
quite
got the
mercenary.
money.
Yeah, got the money, sorted it out. Well done, KB. Well done, Adam Marcus and the whole Marcus team. Interesting that Anton ran second.
Yeah.
So the Marcus has absolutely tuned the race completely. All of them. I think Basil's got a share in this filly. With the Armitages, they obviously kept her, retained her to race. She's very good.
Very good, no doubt about that. There's been some racing internationally. What have we had? The Shergold Cup, James?
Shergold Cup, that was very interesting. The Shergold Cup, there's one chick there that one lady rider. Have you ever had a lady rider?
Yeah, I've had a few ride for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, some of them were decent.
Yeah, well, this lady rider from Canada had a lot to say, okay, about how good she was. Bring it on, she says, bring it on the boys. She can ride with the boys. She dropped her stick in the last 50 meters ago. Got beaten by
Shades of Auction King.
Oliver Plessier beat her. Pellier and
Drop the S.
Yeah, drop Pellier. Okay. Yeah. Well, your French is very good.
Yeah, very good.
Oliver Pellier beat her for the silver saddle. So her mood wasn't good after that. Because she had a lot to say about how.
She must be competent to have gone that close to winning.
Well, she's listen. There was a girls' team. They all wore pink. It was a German called Stephanie Hoffer, and then there was Hayley Turner, obviously, who's an institution in England, and this girl, Emma Jane Wilson.
Nice to see Kamala there.
Kamala, Bling, he rode a good race in the first, and he seemed to have done quite well. A couple of guys are quite happy with him. I don't know that they saw him without a skull cap, because that's enough to frighten the living daylights out of any child. So maybe they told him to keep his skull cap on.
Keep his skull, even photos,
and
interviews.
take his earrings out, because they could, if the sun came out at Ascot, you could blind a few people with those earrings.
He's a SA champion, and we respect him. Very good rider. Well done to him for going over there and representing us. I saw him run second on one. He rode a very good race. He kept it in the hunt, and well done to Bling Kamala.
Yeah, it's always a great event, the Shergold Cup. They look forward to it. And
Mace was a manager a few times.
Yeah, Mace has I think he's ridden in it as well.
I remember when the international jockeys, Mike Cattermole represented them in this country. I see he called all the races.
I think Mace rode in the veteran side of it.
Is he still riding, Mace?
Mace?
Yeah.
He says that he's going to ride in these new veteran races, but he hasn't stepped up to the plate yet.
He will do. He'll get himself fit.
He's got that motorbike. He rides around on a motorbike. He should be running around in a sweatsuit. Correct. That's what he should be doing. Anyway.
What happened in America? There was the first of
no, I think
Dick Whittington, I think it was.
No, that was in Ireland.
In Ireland, yes, Dick Whittington.
Dick Whittington won the big race in Ireland. In America, funny enough, Ted Durkin was awarded a Jockey Club medal. So he got a medal, so when he goes to war, he can wear his medal from the Jockey Club. For his exceptional contributions to racing. And then the Phoenix Stakes is the big one for 2-year-olds, and Dick Whittington won it. The Dick Whittington's son. Dick Whittington.
Rip van Winkle.
Rip van Winkle's son.
Yeah, Rip van Winkle. That's a wonderful start to win a Group 1. He's a Galileo, Rip van Winkle.
Yeah.
And he's thrown a Group 1 winner already, so straight into it.
There's was obviously the Grosso Priest from Berlin, Group 1 also. That was won by a dashing blade horse, Sirius. And then on top of that, the other big race, I think, was in America, if I can get Saratoga. Saratoga finished up. It was the end of all of that. So it's been, the big race, Dutch Art, son of Dutch Art, won the big sprint.
He's very good
in
stallion.
France.
Very
now
good
that's
stallion.
interesting. Dutch Art is a really prolific sire of sprinters.
Sprinters, yeah.
He produced that
Irish
the
one.
Power horse.
Yes, that's right, the Irish
Sol
horse.
Power's, Paddy Power or whatever his name is. So you know he's really done well, and he produced this as a top sprinter as well. So it's been a hell of a weekend as far as racing's concerned, and I don't know what else you've got. Have you got?
No, it's in
Claire,
quite.
what's going on with moving into the stables at Summer
Well,
Farm?
the latest I speak to Tony, they obviously have a lot of people to bring up.
Yeah.
So they'll have their trucks shipping up horses, and some of them have got 60, 70 horses come over time from one yard. So they'll come one day, the next day, the next guy.
Are they moving in
Yes,
already?
they're moving in now. I think by when the sale's over, they'll start getting the Joburg sale, that is, the 2-year-old sale. They'll start getting guys in all the time. They've got their boxes, the allocations are all done. I walked around there with Tony Riven the other day. It's looking very, very good. All we need is a good rain. Yeah.
Good rain.
You're going to a new barn, aren't you?
No, I'm moving to an old barn.
But it's your new barn. Yeah, okay.
I'm actually moving to Kevin Wright's barn because I wanted the horse walker, and so I'm buying his horse walker from him. I'm buying his horse walker from him and moving into that barn, but it's got too many boxes for me, so I'm going to...
Maybe there's horses out there. James, another thing, with regard to what we've got in your call, the segment on the crib biting and what was it, wind sucking, there's an article on that, and if any of you need to find out any more, contact me afterwards, because you know how to stop crib biting it, James?
It's called the Barclay collar.
The Barclay collar. It's
But how do you stop crib biting?
You take the kid out of the crib, then you've got
so?
no problem. There's no more crib biting, but there's wind sucking and all that. So very interesting.
How do you stop wind sucking?
I saw this the other day. I've spoken to the guy who operates it from overseas, and they're selling all over the world. But have a look at it and see what you think.
Okay, let's go and have a look at your call. Well, the closure of Clearwood has come and gone, and Andrew Bond did a wonderful insert last week for, we did put it in the Blast from the Past, but this week we're doing it actually as the closure of Clearwood, and it's part 2 of this this little synopsis that he did on the closure of Clearwood. Andrew Bond, yet another masterpiece.
Yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much to Andrew for that. Let's go and have a look at part 2. It's in your call.
History, know, it's people that have been racing for over 60 years are here today. So yeah, I think it is, and I'm very grateful, honoured to have a winner on this day, really am. And especially for nice people who are sponsoring the stable, and although he came up and he put his nose in front, I'm grateful for it.
Tenderwood and Kith and Kin over the last 100. Kith and Kin, Miss T fights right back. It gets close down the inside, Kith and Kin, and here comes Miss T. Miss T probably got up to win it. 4 of them with nothing to separate them.
I think back and remember Clarewood, I won some pretty good races here, you know, won the Natal Free Handicap when I was a kid, won the Champions Cup here with Gold Tax, you know, we won a lot of group races here. It's just been a wonderful, wonderful race course, and it's really quite nostalgic and quite sad to say goodbye to it, but I'm thrilled to be able to have a winner with my string on the last day here. And thanks for the crowd that's turned out here. It's been a fantastic crowd, and may we see you many more times at the other 2 courses. Come to Greyville, come to Scottsville, and have some fun.
I'm very sad. Honestly sad. I've raced here for over 60 years, and honestly it was a lovely course, a good galloping track. It's a pity to see it go, but I think it had to go, the circumstances.
And it's Acania. West End tries to close in. Treble Tot fights back. Cousin Anne gets into the race late, but Sakania's going to win it. And Sakania has won it for Alcarez and for Malaysia and Mauritius and Sucrage Racing, the winning owners, and they sponsored the race. Well done. The Sucrage Racing Asian Young Guns Challenge.
Gotta be cool, relax, get ahead, get on my track, take a back seat, try, take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Breathe a little bit of love.
It is a very sad day, but on the other hand, one has to look to the future, and progress doesn't stand for anybody, and Gold Circle has done a wonderful job in seeing that Natal Racing is back on the front foot, and I'm sure with all the new facilities at Greyville, it will continue to do so, and we will once again become a power force in South African racing.
150 to go, Market Trends had enough. Lotus Land and Manor Property. Lotus Land, Manor Property going to the line together. Lotus Land, here it comes, and Lotus Land got it a short head.
Clarewood, Andrew, has fond memories for me, you know. That's how I started in racing. I used to be taken there by my dad to Eileen Bistel's stables. My dad's first cousin was Charlotte Bistel. I used to, little boy of 8 years old, go there on a Saturday morning, play with the great horses that Eileen Bistel had, because she really had top horses. She was a great trainer, and I remember, you know, fiddling around with the Far Easts and Madame Golds and Chocolate Crisps and Gazanias, and I can't even remember the horses. You know, I know the horses. I can remember those horses better than I can tell you who won the July this year.
Yeah.
It's quite incredible.
Sabre must have been the best.
Sabre, oh yeah, Sabre was one of the most amazing horses that I'll never forget. First time at Greyville, he won a 5 furlong race, drawn 20 out of 20, beating Ocean City. And Ocean City was no mean horse. He must have won 12. And I think in course record. I mean, he held the course record over 9 furlong at Clarewood when he won the Winter Handicap. Came from an impossible position. He's a great, great horse, Sabre. I would say most probably the best she'd ever trained. So I cut my teeth in the racing game at Clarewood Park. So it's as emotional for me as it is for anybody, because I feel like I've been part of Clarewood since its existence. Obviously, association with Brian Passmore being a good friend of our families, you know.
Well, funny enough, speaking to him in the week preceding the Vodacom Derby in July, knowing full well that that might be the last time that I would see horses like Legislate or Louis the King or Rake's Chestnut, or, you know, there have been some incredible horses that have been trained at that centre, and Brian was referring to horses like Jerez and Theo de Klerk coming there, and Terence Millard, all the legends. It is such a special, integral part of South African horse racing, but unfortunately, the reality is that it's gone, and that we have to look forward, and that there are some very constructive moves in the pipeline.
Yeah, Andrew, there's one thing we do know today. Time moves on. Things change a lot quicker than they used to in the old days. We just live in that type of world. And absolutely right. We've got to put it behind us. It was great when it was there, but one's got to be forward-thinking now. Those horses are going to be trained at Summerveld. The visitors in future will be stabled at Summerveld. And Summerveld is still a great training facility. And as I said, I was an assistant trainer at Clarewood for 9 years. And when I went to Summerveld and late 84, early 1985 when I took my license out. It's quite a challenge for me to get used to Summerveld because all my assistant days I've been at Clearwood, and even in my younger days going there every Saturday morning was the only place that I knew. So it was a hell of a challenge to me, and it is very different. Clearwood's a lovely track to train horses on. It's a circular track, which I still prefer today, strangely enough. But Summerveld's different. Great horses that get trained there. Look at Brett Crawford this year, had a phenomenal season. Sure. They come up from Cape Town. I know people worry about horses supposedly acclimatizing. Tim Noakes will tell you 600 meters is not altitude. Horses acclimatize in 5 minutes, so to speak. And Summerveld also has a lot to offer. We're going to continually improve Summerveld. We've got a beautiful poly track at Summerveld. We undoubtedly have the best grass training facilities at Summerveld. Trainers have grass 4 or 5 days a week. There's nowhere else in just about the world, apart from obviously the old traditional English countries, England, France, Ireland, those places. Well, that's the home of racing. Aristocracy leaving people hundreds of acres to train horses in. The reality is in all modern training facilities, we're very fortunate. And Summerveld it's hard to beat in many respects. And I think people often, I don't know why, they knock Summerveld. But the reality is the best horses have also been trained out of Summerveld. Let's not forget, we talk about Terence Millar's era, and I was at Clearwood as an assistant trainer with the Passmores and Ivan Pickering when he had his best runs, when he won all those races. And then moving to Summerveld, let's not forget the Sid Lairds and the David Paynes and all the great horses they train. Mark de Kock, look at how much success he has. And Summerveld also, look at the success they've had this season. If you can't train a horse at Summerveld, I honestly believe then you can't train a horse.
Yeah, Gold Circle, I must say, they've gone all out to help us. They're going to move all the horses, all the furniture, all the equipment, and whatever feed and stuff that we've got left over. So they are going to help us. I think it's a logistic nightmare because for me, I've got 70 horses to move in a day with 35 grooms with their beds and their equipment and all the office stuff. So yeah, I think they're biting off a hell of a lot. They don't realize what it's going to be. They say we'll move you on the 20th. I think we'll be going from the 20th to the 23rd.
They run down to the 200, and Wolfbauer takes the lead now, and it's Wolfbauer by a length and a half from Optic Cove. Spanish Bull is well beaten, and it's the big grey Wolf showing who's champ. Well, it's Wolfbauer, the clear winner by 2 lengths.
Still, the atmosphere was great. The racing is still really top class. You know, it's class quality. So I've had a magnificent time. Thanks to Lafferty, I've bet a few winners as well, so I'll go home a winner. Might pay my airfare, who knows? And it's been absolutely tremendous.
And it's Hawkins now exploding through on the inside. Roberts has gone for the whip and he's going clear at the 200. Live Again, another cloud trying to come on with Scott in his fourth, but Hawkins is 2 lengths clear. Live Again doing all he can to make a race of it, but Hawkins is far too classy for this lot, and Hawkins an easy winner by a length and a half.
It's another big event of the Durban racing season as thousands of racegoers turn out for the running of the Clearwood Winter Handicap. The favourite is number 5 Tigerfish, offered at 7 to 4. These are all in the top weight brackets, while coming down to the lightweights for the 9 furlong handicap, there is Response, quoted at 16s. All in all, it's an impressive field, though a trifle unwieldy on account of the number of runners. As the field comes under starters' orders, the punters take a keener interest. A good deal depends on how they get away, and it's a good start. 1 mile and a furlong to go, and the stakes involved 10,000 Jimmy O'Goblins. Brightness leads from Response, Rejoicing, Masquerader and Blériot, with Tigerfish well placed as they round the final bend. But hitting the straight, the favourite Tigerfish makes the running. It's Tigerfish being challenged by Response, and Response is making up ground. It's Tigerfish and Response ahead of Avalanche and Council Rock, and they dead heat for the 4th time in the race's history. A yard or two slow in the Durban July, and again today, the unfortunate Tigerfish has been narrowly edged out of 2 of South Africa's major stakes. Mr. and Mrs. Harry Oppenheimer didn't know whether they had won or lost, and only the photo finish proved that it was a dead heat. There's no arguing with that, and you'll be convinced that it really was a dead heat by watching the finish in slow motion.
Yeah, you know, Andrew, very sad. I grew up in one road behind Clearwood Racecourse in a semi-detached council house. My dad used to walk down and take a jackpot here every Saturday. He was a barber. I come from a poor family, but right here, this was our playing ground. We grew up catching guppies in the ponds here. And yeah, it's sad. This is a green belt in now a big industrial area, residential on the one side. And it's sad, this is all going to go. I mean, besides from a racing point of view, it's sad to see a place like this go. I will say Sommerfeld does have a good grass track. I mean, if you're able to get there, they have a good grass track, and they've got a lot of horses fit and ready for racing on the high felt from Sommerfeld. So I suppose, and you're halfway there from an altitude point of view. Yeah. So it does have its advantages. Obviously, it's a smart training facility. There are a lot of teething problems with all the tracks, and whether it's going to now be able to have another 350 horses, it's going to be another question they're going to have to ask. But I mean, we're all on our way there, so we're going to have to find out. I hope not the hard way.
In your training in the early days, you had great success.
I did, well, I used to bring my 2-year-olds out early and win with them, And of course, I had a lot of good fillies in those days, because I still hold the record, I think, for fillies in the one season. But of course, I had like Well Dressed.
She was a superstar.
Oh, she won 7 or 8.
And they swinging away from 1,000
It's time to say goodbye, no contest.
I'd like to think it was fitting that it was me that I won the last race over here. You know, I come here 6 days a week. Been doing it for the last 7 years.
Blood, sweat and tears all year on the course.
Certainly at this particular course, you know, and if anyone's going to miss it, you know, I certainly am. But I guess, you know what, nobody really likes to embrace change. I guess we're not sure what's out there, but unfortunately this is the past, and we've got to embrace the future and the present.
You'll go down in history.
I'm a history maker of note.
Well done. There we go. Paul Lafferty, thanks to Michelle Narak, and also Robert Morvis. There's the winning mementos for Paul Lafferty, winning the 10th and final race at Clarewood. What a fitting in, the favourite.
It's wonderful to win the last race at Clarewood. Anyway, we hope for a lot of happy days at Greyville from now on.
Congratulations. Enjoy the moment. You're also going down in history.
Thank you.
There's your winning memento from Robert Morvis, and that's Mrs. Mary Lally. Of course, those silks over the years, numerous good horses, and come through to win the last race of the afternoon.
Phil Giorgio, recently blooded as a Group 1 winning owner, is the man that officially closed the gate behind Trevor Ferree, who left with a boot full of money, having backed Anton Marcus and Paul Lafferty in the last race. What a fantastic end to the story.
Another Bonsky masterpiece, eh, James?
Yeah, it's just a fabulous bit of footage that he put together. Some real wonderful races from the past. You know, you watch Tigerfish and Renats. It's just like
amazing, that photo finish, and then seeing Trevor Denman, and people have been involved for many years at this track, James, and holds great memories for us. But I think a lot of people at the NLD said we've got to move on and make the best of what we got.
Well, it's exciting times ahead of us, and we're going to have some fun, because now everyone's in one place. We're all at Sommerfeld. We can be as bitchy as we like to each other, right in front of each other's faces, and you know, it can be like one big unhappy family.
So we'll sort them out. We've got a good trainers association in this province. Everything will be fine. And Ashburton, they're producing lots of group horses out of there as well. So well done to everyone. Natal Racing still in a fine state. But let's have a message from our sponsors. Right, here we go, and these are the winners from the past week or so. Mia Forza, Harry's Son, Flying Loot, The Big Easy, named after Ernie Els, and the way he won, he is going to be the Big Easy.
Well, it was fitting. You should have backed Ernie Els. I was speaking to my mate Keith Airy. He said to me the best value before the event was Ernie Els at 550 to 1. So I think that he got the cash. You know, you get
top 10.
You top 10, you get big money. I think it's you know, you could have got 50 to 1 top 10, 55 to 1 top 10 Ernie.
Yeah.
And there's a guy who knows what he's doing as far as you know, punting is concerned. He studies the form. He said he was great value, and he worked out to be great value. And there's that horse named after him. We hope it turns out good. It's by Big Brown. As we said last week, we had it on 3 to follow. So nice to see that arrive. But Laf, we've got more interesting news.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at our second segment of Your Call. It's not long, but it shows you all about the Barkley collar and how to fit it, and they're having great success with windsuckers and crib biters. Let's go to the last segment.
And if anyone wants this Barkley collar, they get a hold of you. What are you, the agent? Or
Well, yeah, I can be that. I just wanted to be the conduit, so to speak.
Fun to watch all these new innovations with problems that we have with horses over the years. And to all of you out there, have a great week's racing.
The sound of horses windsucking or cribbing sends shudders through even the most hardened of trainers and stable managers. This potentially fatal learned behaviour can affect almost any horse that is stabled or registered.
Windsucking has been a problem for hundreds of years. Solutions have come and gone, and not one of them has worked properly, until now.
The Barkley anti-cribbing collar offers a cure for the age-old problem of windsucking without the need for continual human intervention. Fitted correctly, the collar does not interfere with breathing, eating or drinking, yet delivers an unpleasant but totally safe reminder every time the horse attempts to windsuck.
When I first saw the Barkley anti-cribbing collar, I was very keen to try it on a chronic filly I had here. It was a chronic windsucker. The results were outstanding. It immediately stopped the windsucking. Previously I tried the old collars, which were very clumsy and had to have them very tight, very uncomfortable for the horse. And so this collar you don't have to have very tight at all. And I think she had one more suck when she had the collar on and hasn't sucked since. And consequently, she's gained a lot of weight and her form has turned right around to where she's now winning races where before she was unable to do so.
When a horse bites down on a surface and tenses its neck muscles to suck, the Barkley anti-cribbing collar delivers a small static charge which effectively deters the harmful practice.
The Barkley anti-cribbing collar is a very safe device as far as the horse is concerned. It delivers a very low voltage static charge which has no long-term or short-term detrimental effects to the animal. Crib biting and windsucking is associated with a multitude of debilitating conditions that we see in the horse, such as digestive problems. It predisposes them to gastric or stomach ulceration, but probably the most debilitating disease or condition that we see with horses that crib bite and windsuck is their poor weight gain or lack of weight gain. This will ultimately affect performance.
I've got a riding pony that is atrocious. He's the worst windsucker I've ever seen. I've used the collar on him. He's stopped windsucking. He's gained so much weight. He's happy, not windsucking at all. So I can't say enough about them. I think they're just fantastic.
I highly recommend the Barkley anti-cribbing collar. Windsucking has been an age-old problem, has cost the horse industry thousands and thousands of dollars over many, many years.
I've seen a lot of anti-cribbing devices in my time, and really I find very few of them very effective at all. The Barkley anti-cribbing collar is probably the best thing I've seen up to date.
The Barkley anti-cribbing collar comes with a 3-month full replacement warranty when used in accordance with fitting instructions. It's robust enough to use outdoors in any weather, and there are no batteries to replace. Finally, there is an answer to the problem of windsuckers and crib biters. The Barkley anti-cribbing collar. You'll be amazed.